As you left the 8th pole, we'll pick it up here at the turn when you start to make your big move, and that's Grand Slam on the lead, and you're moving on the outside.
Well, he's just galloping along. He's in a big canter. I think when we go another 40 yards, you'll see his ears just go straight forward. He himself is looking around and eyeballing the competition. Just flowing with him right now, just being as fluid as I can. And, quite frankly, I probably think that I might have moved a little prematurely, should have waited a little longer because I know this colt. I know that he'll gawk and look around as he did in Pimlico, but I wanted to give a lot of blame at the gate. As you see him now, he's wondering where the competition was, and I let him slow down. I let him canter for another 70, 80 yards, and as you see now, I'm looking around. There's no competition. I said, okay, big boy, give me your life, and I really think that once he straightened away and went for the wire, he's kind of, where'd they go? There's no reason to run any faster. Look at him. He's really just looking for company and can't find any.
But you found some pretty soon with Victory Gallop, and you drifted over just a touch. What did the stewards say to you about that?
Well, they thought that I had drifted a little bit, but my horse doesn't see this guy coming. I'm trying to show him to him, and look, now he sees him, he pins his ears, and he's going to end up a link clearing of him about four.
Now here's the head-on. That's you on the right-hand side in the blue shadow roll. Victory Gallop coming to you. Now watch you come up.
Well, when the money's down, it's the Preakness, you got to do what you can, but.
If you had won by a head, though, you probably would have come down.
Well, if I would have thought that at that point I was going to be able to win, I would not have attempted to have him find another gear.
A desperation measure.
A desperation measure.
It didn't work, Kent.
We'll be back.
Teach you will. All right, Kent. Thank you, and we'll go back to Al.
All right, thank you, Charles C. Well, Kent DeSormo putting a little of the blame on himself. I think it's a little ironic, though, because he made what a lot of people felt was an early move in Kentucky and an early move at the Preakness, Dave, and those turned out to be the right moves. Victory Gallop wins it, real quiet second, then Thomas Joe. In the official order of finish as Parade Ground, Raffy's Majesty, Cholito winds up sixth. And there is a look at how the rest of the field finished with Basic Trainee, who was last in the Derby, last again here. Another look now at the reaction as the horses came down the stretch of Bob Baffert watching from his box. He doesn't know at that point. Sonia DeSormo, Kent's wife, she fears the worst. The stewards, by the way, are telling our production people that they would have taken the horse down. In other words, had Real Quiet's nose been in front at the wire, the stewards are telling us that they would have disqualified him. Ooh, wouldn't that have created a pretty good scene at Belmont Park? But that's their job. If they felt that there was interference, they would have taken him down. They say they would have, but they didn't take him down from second to third. He'll still get second place money. But Gary Stevens and his horse Victory Gallop with the blanket of carnations as they win the 130th running of the Belmont Stakes. One to remember for a long, long time. Let's go to Leslie Visser.
Bob, we're going to try this one more time. You know that winning a Triple Crown is among the most difficult accomplishments in all of sports. How did you see the race today?
Well, it went great. I mean, he ran a hard race, and he just got tired at the end. He ran out of gas, and it's one of those, I'm getting closer. Last year it was about 3/4 of a length. This year was a no, so maybe next year I'll win it by daylight, But it was a great run, and I wish they had 4 legs of this. I'm just getting into it, but I mean, it's great. I mean, the fans all showed up again, so racing, I think, is still strong, and it's a letdown, But you don't get used to losing this. You hate to lose like that because you had it and it was there. I could just feel it. I could just see the headlines tomorrow. The fish does it, and then I knew it was snatched away from us at the end. I knew Gary rode a brilliant race, and congratulations, trainer, and all those.
Can you just take us through the stretch? Might have been that Kent maybe even moved a little too soon.
Well, it's hard to say. It's one of those you can't second guess, and the guy had a lot of pressure on him. The horse is running smooth, and maybe the horse wanted to go and all, but he thought he was home free, and we all thought he was home free, but it's just one of those things. That's why this race is so hard to win, because horses have gotten beat because of different moves, and maybe if it would have been Gary it's a pressure. Like last year with Gary, a lot of pressure on him. You never know. Chris McCarron beat us on a brilliant ride. Gary beat us on a brilliant ride, and that's what gets you beat in these races.
Well, nothing can diminish what you've accomplished in the last 2 years. All the best, Bob. Over to you, Al.
Thank you, Leslie. Well, I know Bob Baffert said after Cavalier lost the Derby by a nose to Grindstone in '96, I asked him, how much do you think about it? He said, about every day. Bob has another year of thinking about something else every day. Victory Gallop wins the Belmont. Back into the winner's circle we'll go after this. So still no Triple Crown winner since 1978 as the colors of Victory Gallop are being painted there. We discussed this briefly a moment ago, but Easy Goer and Bet Twice, that same scenario in '87 and '89 prevailed here today, where the Derby and Preakness second came back to spoil a Triple Crown possibility for Ali Sheba in '87, Sunday Silence in '89, and today Real Quiet. All right, let's go to the winner's circle and Jim McKay. Jim.
Well, as has been said earlier, some have been putting down Real Quiet, and by implication, the horse who finished second to him in the Derby and the Preakness, Victory Gallop. To my mind, their rivalry reminds me of nothing so much right now as Affirmed and Alydar. 20 years ago, except this time, the other horse won the third leg. I'll bet they'll go on and on with it. Let's meet now Tim Smith, the President and Chief Executive Officer of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association, which is now marketing the sport from coast to coast, and very well. One of the most respected officials in the sport for many years, my friend Kenny No, the chairman of the New York Racing Association. Pretty good day.
Thank you, Jim. It was a great day for racing. Just a bob of the head kept the Triple Crown winner away, but, that's part of our game, and my congratulations to the Preston boys and Gary and Eldon. You can throw those crutches away.
No question. He doesn't even know he's got the broken leg now, I don't think. Carl Pasquarella here, the chairman of Visa's got a check for $5 million in his pocket that will not get cashed this year. Better have your escorts take you home tonight. His Honor, Rudolph Giuliani, the mayor of the city of New York, for the presentation.
Well, this is a great honor to present this trophy to the owners, to the jockey, to the trainer of a great, great horse with a lot of heart, a horse that finished second twice but didn't give up, a great lesson for life, and now has won a great victory in the capital of the world. Congratulations, you deserve it.
Oh, there it is. Congratulations to you all. What a wonderful victory for a great horse. Okay, here you go, Charlesy.
Very good. Art, Jack, and J.R. Preston, congratulations to you all. You all have specialized in buying horses that are stakes caliber. Did you know that you'd bought a horse who was classic caliber when you bought Victory Gallop?
We had hoped that. We certainly didn't. We were hopeful. We certainly didn't have any idea this might be a horse this good. But we're exceedingly happy, of course, that he was.
And you must have been hanging by a thread all the way through the stretch. Did you think you were going to get there in time?
I didn't know. Ever since the Rebel Stakes, I suggested that we had a good horse, but he's going to be one of those heart stoppers. But I didn't realize it was going to be this close. But fortunately, we were twice the bridesmaid and finally won. So,
as they say in this business, an inch is as good as a mile. You've won the Belmont Stakes. And the man who masterminded the ride here, Gary Stevens, turned the tables for last year's defeat and got it back. Congratulations.
Thank you. My heart goes out to the connections of Real Quiet. They did a great job for the last 3 weeks. He ran a great race. I know what it feels like to come up short like that, but I want to thank Prestonwood Farms, Elliott Walden, for giving me the opportunity to ride a great horse. And with any luck, we might have been going for the Triple Crown today. So he vindicated himself today, ran a great race. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. We're going to talk to you in a minute about look at the replay, but first we'll go up to Al Michaels.
Thank you, Charlesy, and let's have a look at this AT&T winning moment, one for the ages, one we'll all remember as Victory Gallop, who was ridden, you'll recall, in the Kentucky Derby by Alex Solis, and then Solis was taken off for Stevens in the Preakness, and Gary gets him home to win the Belmont Stakes. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
You're watching the Road to the Visa Triple Crown Challenge on ABC Sports.
There is a certain bond that can only be shared by those who have done battle together. This took place about 2 minutes ago. Chris McCarron and Kent DeSormo. And who would know better than Chris, who was in this exact same spot in 1987 with Ali Sheba, consoling DeSormo because Gary Stevens was able to ride Victory Gallop to the winner's circle. And, of course, Gary was in that same boat last year. Let's go down to Charleston.
Well, Gary Stevens was just watching his colleague Kent DeSormo, and he said, I know how that feels. And, Gary, you don't feel that this time.
No, I don't. It's bittersweet. It really is because, the whole country is watching this other horse. And like I said, I have been in the situation, and I feel so bad for Kent. Mine was close last year. His even closer this year. But I'll tell you, I feel happy for these people. I feel happy for the horse. He's a great race horse, and he proved it today.
Elliot Walden, the trainer. You don't have any remorse at spoiling a Triple Crown, I assume.
Well, if I didn't win it, I would have just as soon see him win it than anybody else. But I'm just happy for the Prestons. They've endured 2 losses when he was second and ran very well. And I think it's fair to turn the tables. And, the horse ran very well, and I'm just thankful to be here.
And you've done a great job with this colt. He was bought for the advice of Jerry Brown as a 2-year-old, and you've turned him into a classic winner. So kudos to everybody for a great job.
Well, a lot of that had to do with him turning 3 and maturing. I think Mary Epler could have done the same job. But, I'm just thankful to train him. When you get these good horses, it sure makes my job a lot easier.
Well, let's watch the anatomy of a thriller one more time. We had an ISO on Victory Gallop. We're going to pick him up, Gary, on the backside. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, I let him settle today. I think that we had to let this horse have the respect that he deserved. Rather than worrying about anybody else, just go out and let him run a professional race. We did. He dropped back. I had my sights on Real Quiet, and he got away from us at the 3/8 pole. Elliot and I had a meeting last night. We felt that might happen, but if we could be within 6-7 lengths at the quarter pole, we felt like we had a good chance of winning if he kicked in. I got lucky and got the split horses right in here, kind of cut the corner. And when we straightened up into the stretch, I really didn't know if I could get there. And as I split these 2 horses here, it was very tight. And he pinned his ears, split another set of horses up here, and he just keeps coming. It's like a locomotive, and he just kept building up speed the last 1/8 of a mile. I could see Real Quiet tiring a little bit, and it was just going to be a question if we were going to be lucky enough to get up in the final strides. We're just eating him up right here. Kent's horse is getting tired. When I got up next to him, his horse shifted out and actually bumped us pretty hard. And I really wasn't sure if we'd gotten up or not, but I had told the stewards pulling up with one of the outriders that I would like to put a hold on the race because there was some contact, and that's what the inquiry was all about.
The steward said he definitely would have come down, and it was a tremendously tenacious performance watching that ISO. It's amazing how just ferocious he was closing Elliot.
Well, Chelsea, he just keeps coming. And, he's a fighter, and, it's just a great feeling. God's blessed us tremendously with this opportunity, and it's just great to have a horse like this.
Both of you go and enjoy. Congratulations.
I want to say hello to my kids, Will, Mac, and Emily. We love you.
You know they're happy.
That's right.
All right, Al, take it away.
Elliot Walden reacting to a victory that took him another 90 seconds to realize he had won. Back in a moment.
The sign of a champion to me is the athlete who wins the close ones. Earlier this spring, Victory Gallop won the Rebel Stakes by a head. He won the Arkansas Derby by a head. And now he's won the Belmont by a nose. Real Quiet, of course, is also a great champion. And somewhere down the road, they'll meet again. I'd sure like to be there, wouldn't you, Al?
You bet, Jim. It was a classic. As we take a look at the official results, and again the prices with Victory Gallop winning, Real Quiet second, and Thomas Joe finishing third. And we leave you from Belmont Park with some memorable scenes. Bob Baffert and his daughter Savannah, so hopeful all the way around, and Elliot Walden not knowing until the results were official that he had won. And this is a sport that very simply, year in and year out, features the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And still no Triple Crown winner since 1978. Maybe next year. Until then, Al Michaels on behalf of our entire crew saying so long from New York.